up, and you'll see all the numbers.
Yeah.
So there's no fudging.
So in terms of writing M, I'm not quite sure how we want to handle Exhibit A. Exhibit A was referring to their plan,
Yeah.
so we don't have that in hand.
No, they would bring that, just like Kim said, and exactly what Matt is saying, they would bring that
Right.
in with the permit and say, here's how we plan
So,
to decommission.
so then it should be a copy of which is attached to the application.
Here's what I suggest.
Yep.
Again, just to save you all time.
Thank you.
Let me redraft this section to include 3 elements we've discussed. A requirement that a plan be submitted, and I will describe what the plan needs to show. That it would include their estimated costs of implementing the decommissioning plan. That would then need to be reviewed and approved by the town, in consultation with the town's engineer. That they would need to post surety in the form of a letter of credit or cash, which we would place in escrow. And I'll draft the language to incorporate those elements in that paragraph. And then you can look at it.
Okay.
I think that would be easier than trying to draft it as a group tonight.
Sure. Okay. Moving on. I think that takes care of number 5.
So we're not gonna worry about making the landowner.
Oh, that's, sorry,
Oh, yeah.
that's the last issue we have
Thank
to
you.
deal with here, is who in
Thank
fact
you.
ultimately is subject to the obligation? Is it just the applicant, the owner, or is it a joint responsibility?
Well, I mean, with our pits, it's just, so we're gonna be different. Is there any issues that were different than that, how we do it to our gravel pit?
In my view, so long as you have protected yourself adequately through the permit process and the security, you should be protected. You shouldn't need to have an additional party that is also legally, obligated to do the work in the event the first party doesn't get it done, because you've got a letter of credit securing that first party's obligation. So I don't think you need them both. Now, I know there was some sentiment at the last meeting that there should be, that the owners should have some level of responsibility, but that's not really a legal necessity. It's more of maybe a policy consideration. People think it ought to be.
That's something we're looking into, that it might be $8 million. Start realizing that they're gonna come now. Ukraine looks them up for every takes them down. And you see these blades, yes, they gotta come in one piece, but they can go out. Those specs are this big. And, so you don't have to wait on the roads. You're not gonna have a 100-foot long flatbed carrying the blade out. You're gonna have to carry it in.
Right, well, they'll tell us.
Yeah, we're not sold on that anyway. That's, like you said, they'll tell us in their plan.
But the question still was,
As a policy, even before we discuss that, we were discussing the financial securities that we're discussing now.
Yeah.
When we're discussing landowner being too tied into it.
okay,
If everybody, like you say, if everybody does like they're supposed to, this thing gets continually renewed, so it doesn't lapse, then you have problems.
Then you're protected. Yep.